Hello again, Howard Baxton here. Um, we've been working with and trying to get nPose functionally and set up in a test build so that we can follow all the follow along with everything that's needed to be done. So in the previous video, we downloaded from the distribution server all of these plugins and the main nPose v4 script set. We've unpacked everything and stored them in our inventory in a meaningful way right underneath the trash so it's easy to get to. This is just how I do it. You may organize yours differently, and that's okay too. But here we go. We have nPose. We have all of the plugins. nPose, the V4 version is all unpacked and is laying right here. So we have adjusters and scripts and what have you that we need, the basic stuff. So let's open up our instructions note card, and this note card assumes that it's a standalone, basically. So if someone doesn't have all of this stuff that we unpacked, they at least have all of the things that are needed to make this all work. And we have the adjusters, and we have all the scripts that we need all here, so that they can, if they don't have all of this, they can use that as well. We have note cards and what have you for the utilities. So that's all done for us already. So we can go ahead and continue at step 5, which is to create a subfolder in the V4 folder and name it nPose test animations. And I'll go ahead and copy this. And over here, I will create a new folder and paste that name into it. So now I have that folder. Nothing is in it yet. It says click and drag the object to the ground, such as this. So I'll go ahead and do that. Edit and copy contents of the folder just created in your inventory. So let me go ahead and edit. Grab all the contents. Click on this one. Hold the shift key and click on the last one. We get everything in between. We can just click and drag all of those over into that folder, and now we have them. So there we go, and we no longer need this, so I'll get rid of it. If you ever need it again, it's right there in this note card. You can go ahead and grab it. Now we have everything we need to do the basics. This is not enough information yet within this note card to allow any meaningful sits or animations. However, it is enough information to get a menu. So let's set all this up. Step 6, we want to click and drag this blank to the ground such that we have it there on the ground. It says edit the nPose blank on the ground. So I'll right click and edit that. Go to the contents tab of the edit window, which we are. Add all the items we've put in the inventory, which is meaning all of this stuff up above that we've unpacked. Be sure to also add those animations above. So let's do that first. Let's go ahead and grab these and click them, drag them over into the contents folder, and boom, there they are. So those are in the contents folder with everything above finished, so which means we need to go and grab, let's just grab all of this stuff. There's some extras in there, but we don't care. We've got the link to the nPose headquarters, and we've got this note card about what animations you can use in full perm, and it's kind of a short list. It's not a complete list, but gives you some good idea of what you can use full perm, and kind of stresses that you don't want to go out and buy full perm animations and then distribute them within your builds as full perm. So you'd want to make them either no copy or no transfer to pay attention to the creator's toss. Next, we need to add all these utility note cards. So let's just grab them all and put them in there. Not all of these are required for every build you do. Some are optional and some things you probably may never want to use. I want to just caution you real quickly here. If you took each one of these scripts and drag them in one at a time, go to the next one, drag it in, blah, 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 all the way through. Each one of these scripts is going to start up on its own and looking to communicate with the others. If they're not quite in there yet, things may not work. It is possible that you would have to reset scripts if you did such a thing. If you moved them in all at once, typically they're all going to start at the same time. They're going to come up and they're going to communicate, and they'll get access to each other's all the other scripts. So we're probably safe, and I hate resets, so I'm going to go ahead and continue and see what happens. At this point, we should have enough in here. We have our init card, we have set cards. Set cards are what makes menu buttons, so we have a default card, and we have admin and blah, 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 and all that neat stuff. So we can try this. Let's just go ahead and touch this and see. Yes, we get a menu. We have a default card button, which is this one here, and we have utilities buttons, which are here. We can go ahead and click the utilities button, and you see a few buttons here, but not a lot. Some of these things require that we set based on the button permissions, seated, this, or the admin button is for the owner. So since I am the owner, I see the admin button. I am the owner of this pad. So anyone else that came along would not be able to click on the pad and see the admin button. They would only see the sync and the used memory. So let's go ahead and go to the admin menu. We have a few things here. Adjust, which will res the adjusters. Admin HUD, which will allow us to attach the admin HUD here in contents. And we have a pose dump, which, as you see here in local, it's dumped all the information we have for all of the seats in there. And you notice we have an exenum line, we have a seat number, and we have a blank spot here, which is the blank spot is for the animation name, and we don't have that. And we have a position vector and a rotation vector, all set to 0, 0, 0. So when we sit this thing, we're probably not going to look very well. We're down here in the center of this darn thing. Everything's a little bit weird. If we res adjusters, we see all the adjusters come up, and there are several seats here involved, and it is running the init card, which is this one. Typically, we would not be in the init card. The init card sets up initial seats, which was that data we saw in local for seat 1. We'd have a line like this. So that's seat 1, no animation name, 0, 0, 0 for position, 0, 0, 0 for rotation. And you see the same for each one of these. This is the process that seat init does. It pretty much creates and saves space in our seats list so that we can sit. But obviously we don't have an animation named at this point in the init card, and thus we don't see an animation name below the init card. We do, however, have seat 1 is there. Oh, come on. Seat 4 is there. And seat 2, yeah, we'll put it here. And then seat 3. So we have an adjuster for each one of these. And if I stand, you see that the adjuster becomes available there. Nice little trick. If you wanted to click one of these, the adjuster turns to the male animesh. And if you toggle it again by clicking, it turns back to the female. Okay, so that's about all we have. At this point, we've finished. We've done everything in this note card that we needed to do. So we'll continue on in the next video with setting up our first nPose scripted build. Okay, one of the things we forgot to do here is in step 7, we are being asked to rename the nPose blank to nPose blank loaded. So let me copy this and go over here to the general tab and edit and paste that in there. And now that that's done, it says take a copy of the pad back to your inventory with the new name. This is a good way to save your progress as you go. So let me right click, touch the more, and take copy. And now we'll have the copy in our inventory and everything's cool. We have that for later.